Hello, Bame Farm fans. Unfortunately, I was just eating lunch while it was snowing. Kind of maybe giving it a second to slow down a hair. But, well, this is supposed to be our road. Well, not too much pavement showing. But we're gonna go round up some round bales while the ground's still frozen. We've only got a couple more days of actual ground freeze, I think. Forecast has it warming up. And we had a good frozen time before it snowed. So I've been bringing home round bales slowly, but we're gonna try to make a big go of it today. There's no cold start to be had because I already started this morning. 1086 started fine, just had to give it a little bit of extra crank to get going. I didn't need ether, no block heater, none of that. We got plenty of battery. Close the door, hurt our ears, turn the key. And you can see the melted stuff on the hood. We're already warmed up. So let's go on an adventure, see the frozen roads. Well, this is fun. There's probably at least 2 more inches of fresh snow on top. Maybe 3. Oh yes, there is our corn that will be standing until April. The July 4th silage corn that we didn't need all of to fill the silo. And I'm sure it's still over 30%. So like I said, it'll be there until April. Back to the road. What road can we see? Just a little bit of it. Yes, it was almost a whiteout 20 minutes ago. Now pick another gear. We are here. Woo! Yeah, there may be 8, that's probably close to 10 inches of snow. I don't know, we're not measuring. There's enough, makes it entertaining, but here's the 5610 in action. We're gonna be loading up all the trailers, taking them home, and it'll take a couple trips. Oh yeah. Well, I gotta drop the wagon so I can do the loading here. 56 is just here for towing purposes only. Got a little bit of snow on the wagon on the way over. Tires are nice and clean. How was it, Shane?
Great. It was fun.
Fantastic. Glad you had a blast. Earned ourselves probably a good bath on some places on this one. Maybe because if there's any road salt out there or not, we'll see. Yeah, I know. I need to clean off my window too. It's the only thing. For some reason we got some good spray to get the windows wet and dirty. Okay, it's time for fun with round bales. Dig them up out of the snow and take them home. I'm only doing it now because the ground's frozen. When the ground wasn't frozen, or before it froze, I was doing other stuff. Especially before it snowed. There's plenty of other things to do. The snow makes it easy. I can just like hit a brake, swing it back, and drop it on real easy. Stack these just right so I can get a second layer on here. So I gotta have them overhanging the edge, which works better for getting a second layer on the top. Makes the most of the cradle. Alright, looks like we left it. That's one bale. Nice to have somebody driving the other wagon around, so that way I don't have to drive as much. He can just keep up with me driving around the field, picking up bales here and there instead of traipsing all the way across. can't say that I've ever picked up round bales with 10 inches of snow before. I've done it before when there was, say, 3 or 4 and in February, but not as deep like this. You don't need too much lift of the mast. It's mostly to make me feel good. Now when we do the second layer, we're going to need more of the lift on the mast or loading the hay wagons. But for the bale trailer, it's just a little added protection to make sure we're high enough over everything. I don't really adjust the top link much. It's got a hydraulic top link that I could play with, but I usually just set it and forget it if possible. Now the bunnies will have some place to run out here. There's not many tracks across the field because the snow is so deep, and now that I'm packing it in, they'll have little trails made. Oh, this is lovely. If he gets this good at pulling up every time, right next to where the bale is, this will go quick. Okay, I think we're close enough. Gravity's on our side. We're too far, actually. There we go. We like that better. Okay, this is a fun one. Just set it in between the wheels. I don't need the height so much, but it makes it easier for wiggling into place. Just gonna set it down. We gotta scoot our way out of it a little bit. And then try to toss it in the middle there. It's also a time where, let's see if this works. We can tip it. Oh yeah, we can tip it. We can use the tip to our advantage. That first bottom layer is easy, then they get harder. Okay, you're gonna slide off any? There we go. The goal is not to slide it off too far. And also not catch the other bales on the way out. And then we get it perfectly between the tires without touching each one, and we're golden. Voila. Gotta get our tippage just right. Chain's almost pulled up perfectly for me. This saves a lot of driving around. Usually I do that on the move, but for these, I need about as much help as I can get, and I don't want it too far back on the forks, because sometimes getting them off the forks on this second layer is a bit challenging. And we gotta we gotta tip it way in towards the tractor to make sure that backside's high enough. We'll get pretty close. We can see the bales line up. This is the side towards the center of the road, so we want this side to be on better. Of course, with the cradles, these aren't going anywhere. I ain't worried about it. But I always tell myself, I make it so the load will fall off into the ditch instead of into the road if that happens to be the case. But it's not. Ta-da! Well, that's putting one on top. I can get a few more up there. At least two, maybe a third one. Oh yeah, look at that load of round bales. If I had something besides the forklift, I could probably get two more on there on the back in the center. But right now we're just trying to get a move, not going too crazy overloading. And I do like that he can get that load moving. I was worried about weight in the snow. I know the ground's froze underneath. I mean, sure, we've got extra wheels turning, and we've got the weight of the cab, and the tires are foam filled. But I was still a little worried. It's not as, I know it's not as big as a 1086, and I know how much it weighs. I've got a solid 13,000 pounds plus, and that tractor, I don't even know if it breaks 10. Probably not. I don't even know if it's rated to weigh 10,000 pounds ever. But I just know it's always nice to have plenty of weight to control whatever pulling behind you. And I've pulled, you know, wagon loads like this and multiple wagon loads behind the 6610, but that was also on days with a lot more sunshine and probably 50 degrees more temperature and a few inches less snow. But we're going back up. We're going to trade out wagon sets, and he's going to help me get that other one loaded. It's kind of nice to have somebody driving around and catching bales so I don't have to sit there and drive across the field every time. Okay, let's catch up on this race. Hit the TA and we'll speed back up a little bit. I do say I do like our color match. We got a blue round bale trailer and a blue tractor. The round bale trailer was made by Hawkline. I finally figured that out when I saw another one with stickers. And that's they're kind of a local welding shop that makes trailers that's close to me. I don't know how far their trailers have made it across the US or if they've been bought out since. But I've only seen one other round bale trailer like mine. I borrowed a notch a long time ago, and I think I've got videos of that. I would love to have another notch. Those are very sturdy round bale trailers, and it seems like at auctions almost worth their weight in gold. Well, got a triangle on the back, got flashes and lights on the tractor, the snow has stopped. We definitely don't blend into the whiteness, so that's good. Maybe we'll stick out like a sore thumb and everybody can see us. But they canceled school today, so there's not a whole lot going on the roads. We'll be fine. Oh, we got a wagon train. Yep, that's what I typically have been hauling when I'm by myself. 3 wagons, 21 bales, because of the bale behind. And at least out here in the field, we're doing okay pulling it with the 5610. We probably are using all 4 wheels to get it moving, though. Shane's having a blast out here in the snow. Now let's take a nap. You can pick a higher gear, but you may not be able to get it moving in a higher gear. That starts using a little bit of muscle pulling that through the snow. So we're going to trade wagons up here. I'm going to take the wagon train, and well, he gets to pull that. Or he gets to pull the round bale trailer. Yeehaw. See where he wants to Chinese fire drill this mess. I'll say it's very nice having the tractors make paths. The last few inches of snow on top are good packing snow. The stuff below it is very cold and it's powdery from when it snowed. This will make it easier for him. Yeah, we started to have a little bit of trouble pulling the load on the other wagon. I could tell. Oh, let's see if I can need a hand. Who needs an extendable tongue when you've got 2 people? There we go, ready to roll. Safety triangles away. I was hoping to catch a bit more of the arcing of the wagons back there, but we have a turn coming out on the road. We can watch that. We can just see how much the round bale trailer is dragging bottom in the snow. Only a hair, but maybe 2 hairs, or less than 2 hairs in some places. Okay, we didn't spin too much there. Like coming out, we packed this path in and packed it out. And I had issues, a little bit of tire slippage on the way across our path back to the road here. I gotta swing this wide. Good thing the mailman's blocking everybody that way. And I need to practically be half in the ditch in order to make this without ending up too much in the ditch. Keep one tire on the pavement, hopefully. Mostly. Woo, it's deep over there. The only thing we're gonna do is just end up with a tire in the ditch, but our load's not that tall, so I'm not that worried. It's not like it's gonna jump off or nothing. It's frozen anyways. Okay, wow, they plowed this since we last came through here, so that's fantastic. Pick a higher gear, let's jump to... Ooh, big jump. Gonna want that door shut too. Oh, we're back on our road. We had a snowplow make at least one pass. Let's just hope we don't meet him coming the other way. Oh, good. Shane made it up this hill and didn't see a car come flying at him. That's what I was worried about. Kind of a blind curve from no direction. They can't see much. And people think this is, oh, one-lane road. Well, that's the problem. They don't expect to see traffic, I guess. Well, guess what? There's traffic. Maybe if only every 20 minutes. But there's some traffic. And now it's just one long, straight stretch back to the bale lot. Well, we did this on the way out. I pull out of the driveway, then see a car coming. Good news is we can just pull off into the field here and we're almost home. There's a snowplow coming. I'll just kind of sit here, pick a lower gear, and take our time getting through here. Hopefully nobody's behind us because they'll have some excitement coming up on the snowplow. And if we drive slow and the snowplow goes somewhat fast, well, we'll pass him and he'll pass us. I'm sure he's tickled to death not to have me in the way. Oh, good, nobody was close by. Not a soul in sight. Bring it back out on the pavement here. We're almost there. Here's a fun visual for everybody. Both loads. Two tractors, and we can't quite see around the back of the bale trailer, but way back there, I'm also longer. Yeah, if I make this like an Instagram picture or something. Time to unload. Well, we're gonna test Shane's skills. I gave him a quick crash course of how to get these bales off. It's a bit challenging on the bale trailer because of the cradles. Just throwing him to the fire. That's gonna be really slow, isn't it? Like I said, he's learning, figuring out how to finely adjust it. I think he's got it. I don't think we're cutting the nut wrap or nothing. But we might as well film this first one just in case. He didn't tip it enough. Well, too late to tip. It might stay. Well, the other falling bale didn't help that collapse out. You'll learn. He can't hear me anyways. It's so loud and he's got muffs on. Well, Shane is learning. I threw him to the fire, gave him a quick little crash course and set him loose. Well, that's going to be annoying if he has trouble climbing up the hill. I didn't think it was too rough out here, but he also parked a hair farther down the hill than I anticipated. And there might be some manure chunks out here. Typically, like, we're up there where we dumped them is where I'll park, and then I'll drive down the hill to set them, and then I may reposition this wagon farther up the hill for them. I didn't feel like I was struggling so much the other day when I was doing this, but we've got a bit more fresh snow, and you don't have the traction to turn as easily out here. Close enough. The whole point is that these aren't out in the field still. Now they're home. That's all that matters. Like I said, learning curve, learning curve. But it's easier out here in the snow because it gives you it's easier to slide and stuff for turning. I feel like it's mean using a skid steer on like hard, dry pavement, especially these older ones. This thing will definitely whine at you. The pumps will let you know that it's a solid surface. Like, I feel like we do better when we clean pens, get a little bit of slop on the concrete, and it makes things slightly slippery. And everything about the skid steer enjoys a slightly slick surface instead of, say, the dry barn lot. We'll watch another one here, sort of in slow motion. The skid steer does run a whole lot better now since I put that replacement engine in. Starts real good in the cold. It seemed to run just fine. You need to like lift and drop your tips a little bit. Like I said, I don't do things easy. I throw my help to the fire and see how quickly they can learn. Plus, Shane really wanted to run the skid steer. He's a city boy. So this might be painfully slow for me and you folks watching, but in Shane's head, he's having a blast. Nothing like paying the help in good memories. Eventually he'll learn if you have trouble when he's spinning and can move to use both at the same time to at least go straight to get to a new spot. That he can't always pivot in place. Well, this is the painfully slow unloading portion, and I'm gonna go back and make another load and leave Shane to his devices here. Well, we are back. We're just about done. I'm gonna take the round bale trailer out here. Hit a few more, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows already here. That'll make 11 easily. And I've had a lot more hay this year than I had before somehow, and I don't know, I guess all the ridiculous spring rains made that possible because the grass grew really well. Just couldn't get out to make hay until late. But we got it eventually. Drop this here. Go get the last load on the round bale trailer, and that way we can call it a day. Nothing like having them all here once winter is here. Not that we were running low or anything. Oh, if there's a dry year, I guess I'd be glad to have all these. If it's another wet year, well, that'll be annoying. Here we are, over to the round bale trailer. I can double stack this if need be. So we don't have a full load of 20 left. I think there may only be like 12 or 13. No, it's a little bit too high. We don't need the mast that high. I just set the detent on the lever and rolled away. Way too close. Round bale trailer gives us lots of leeway with the extendable tongue. Okay, let's bring that down into a... That's probably good. We don't need too much height there. We just got to be above the front of the trailer. How did we do? Plenty of room for improvement. Oh, I love extendable tongues. Okay, well, any mud that's exposed is slightly melting on top. We got warm today. This is like, I've been doing this for many days. This isn't the first day, like when we were doing it with more snow in those earlier clips. Oh, come on. My air conditioning prevention is having gasket seal issues. Got to get some spray to put, like some spray on adhesive to keep the gasket on there. Yep. Well, one last trip.